The movies I grew up with, Steven Spielberg's movies, were shot on location.
And action.
It's sort of like a homage of those films like E.T. I don't know what I'm looking at.
I've tried to tell you.
What I wanted to do is put the actors in the real location.
Welcome to our house.
Welcome to our house.
I've never seen a set built like this.
It totally took my breath away.
I couldn't believe it. It felt just like a real house.
There's so much detail put into it. There's little drawings and pictures everywhere.
There's lots of subliminal messages in this house. When you watch the movie, you'll probably see these little nuggets of kind of clues.
It was really like mind-blowing.
We walked in every day, it was raining outside.
It rains constantly, so all our sets have had to be waterproofed.
Oh, the artist.
They could see the houses. We had like full forest outside. At night we had to make it grow, plant more stuff.
We need a lot of time, effort, patience and skill. These are real plants and they're quite delicate.
This is movie making right here.
Most of the film is about the family surviving in this 5-year period.
They need to have used most aspects of the house to survive.
We created the 5 year later house and then we built on top of that. Then we were peeling the layers.
The house has to evolve and turn into something else.
You're gonna get through this.
We had to be ready for our last day on our first day.
Oh, look who it is. Wait, look who that is. That's Louis. He's responsible for all of this.
We shot it in order, which is very rare and amazing.
On the very first day I stepped on the house, I was insanely impressed.
It really looked like such a cool house like that I wanted to live in, but as the years go on, it gets old and used.
Because the house had to transform over multiple years, it really had to reflect this passage of time in a very specific way.
This is a breakaway piece of wall that we can actually put a sledgehammer to, and there's more floorboards that have already been repaired for when roof goes under the floor.
Everything was chronological for a lot of reasons, not only for the house, for the actors.
You can see that they're losing weight. If there is a significant line and a shadow, you think that they look thinner.
I'll figure this out. Trust me.
Survival situation is very much about improvising, thinking outside the box. What have we got within the house itself to see what we can survive with?
You can't go to the DIY store. What do you have in your house and how do you use it?
Jason, he's an engineer.
The car's been converted into a mechanical pulley system.
She really rhymes.
They made skateboards built for traps for hunting and the chimney fishing.
I thought it was pretty good.
Pretty good.
For the crops to grow, we need water, we need light. Where are we getting those things from?
We chopped up the raincoats and used them as tarpaulins to catch the condensation inside the house.
It's time to help with the water collection.
The problem inside was the lack of sun, so they have to break through the walls to get more sunlight in. You see there are fans everywhere. Without wind, there's no life.
Everything is organic.
Extremely local.
Very local.
Living room to table. I found all of that really inspiring, actually, in thinking about my own life.
Rain is a very important part of this movie. Thousands and thousands of litres of water that we're putting down per day.
And the house had to be designed for the water scenes.
We have essentially made a tank that looks like a house.
I wanted a storm inside.
We're flooding the house from the inside. 200,000 litres of water in 4 or 5 minutes.
Like an exploding submarine door.
It was pretty spectacular.
Action!
It has to cope with a huge amount of pressure, but we have to do it with glass as well.
We've had to have windows designed to take the structural strength.
It has to be done with like military precision.
The water's rising too fast! We have to get to the attic!
Each layer of the house has its own method of flooding. We have an attic SFX rig that allows that tank to basically move up or down like it's on car jacks to create the sinking motion.
Where does it go?
It leads to the main sewer pipe.
The sewer is starting to flood up. This transfer of water is probably one of the biggest that we have to deal with.
We are a film crew working in a very small, tight area, which is normally tricky, and then suddenly we've flooded it.
The water, despite looking really grim and sewer-like, is actually filtered and spotlessly clean.
We had to find the right temperature. Too hot is a problem, too cold is another problem.
We've had to heat that to 30 degrees. That enables us and the actor, without having to wear thermal costume, to be able to work all day long for 10 hours in and out of the water. We don't think this has been done before, certainly in film, where we've heated 1 million litres of water with electric.
Everyone's been collaborating between departments to make sure we work towards a more sustainable goal.
Action!
I think this was the most physically demanding thing I have ever done in my life.
This is my last shot.
We've had to train them to increase their breath holds.
It pushed us to our limits.
Trying to act while you're down there is pretty crazy. Made it very easy to act afraid.
It's like filmmaking as extreme sports.
Had we shot an extra day or two, the house would have collapsed.
3, 2, 1, action!
The level of ambition is unmatched. You want to feel that the water is real, that the animals are real.
It's the most complicated job I've ever worked on in my whole career.
This is completely original.
There was so much love on this movie, it felt like a real family.
What do we do?
We survive.
I want people to look at their house in a very different way. It's not just this house, it's our planet. This is our last house.